Content warning. The following episode of Killer Score contains references to suicide, gaslighting, abuse, homophobia, and transphobia. Viewer discretion is advised.
Hello and welcome back to Killer Score, the podcast that covers cult classic films with killer soundtracks and compositions that we believe deserve more attention, and we give them the love and praise they deserve and tell you folks all about them on this here podcast. And we are in for a doozy today. I honestly cannot tell you guys how excited I am, because when we were conceiving of this podcast, this was one of the first movies I thought about and wrote down. And I was it's one of those pocket picks where it's I don't know what I want to go with, so I'm going to go the big gun, you know?
Yeah. It's one of those, we have what I like to call how the hell did we not cover this sooner picks.
Oh, yeah. This is one of the big ones.
Joining the likes of The Crow and Road to Perdition. But, D, it's not my pick, it's yours. What do we got today, friend?
We have the all-too awesome 88 cult classic Heathers, which I am a huge fan of. I saw this, I think, back in high school. And probably the best time to see it, but I still think it's great aside from that. Excuse me.
It's a very high school movie.
Oh, yeah. But yeah, no, this was released in 88 and directed by Michael Lehman and written by David Waters in both of their film debuts. Lehman would go on to direct other cult classics afterwards, such as Hudson Hawk and Meet the Applegates. So what's really interesting, too, is the screenwriter was actually sitting on the script for a few years. It was a spec script that was actually written with Stanley Kubrick in mind for directing.
Huh.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I don't know how that would work.
Specifically due to his dark comedy work on stuff like Dr. Strangelove.
Fair enough.
And to a lesser extent, MASH.
Yeah, and it was meant to be a counter to the works of John Hughes. The screenwriter, he saw all these, movies that were, setting up a really unrealistic high school
experience.
Yeah.
I mean, occasionally Hughes would give you something like The Breakfast Club, which was a bit more grounded.
A bit.
But for the most part, it was pretty idealistic stuff like Pretty in Pink,
Ferris Bueller's Day Off,
16 Candles.
Yeah.
I read a pretty interesting article on how well they've aged and how well they haven't aged in some respects.
Yeah, Pretty in Pink in particular is a very contentious one.
Yeah.
Oh, because of Dong?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought that was 16 Candles. Oh, no, you're right. No. That is Pretty in Pink.
No. It is 16 Candles.
Oh.
You're right. But
even people said, well, there just weren't Asian sidekick characters in cinema that much.
Yeah.
So it's
although I gotta say too, Molly Ringwald is a real one.
Oh, yeah,
she's like, I would like a Breakfast Club remake with some, black or Asian or other kids.
Yeah.
Because
and not 5 or 6 just white suburban kids.
Yeah.
So
transgender teenager,
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
real stuff.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
But enough about remakes that will piss off the Twitter crowd, everybody. Let's get back to Heathers.
Yeah, I directed that at some scumbag. So anyway. Yeah, no problem. Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, so this movie went on to win mostly screenwriting awards. No Oscars or anything, but, it won Independent Spirit Award and an Edgar Award. And ever since, it's become like a huge cult classic with a lot, like considered one of the best coming of age movies of all time. And famously, it has been adapted to both stage and TV. Do not watch the TV show. It's really bad.
Apparently the show's pretty good, though.
The stage show? Yeah. The stage show is good. Yeah.
Not the TV show.
Not the TV show.
The theater.
The TV show is written by dumbasses who act like, oh, nowadays, the marginalized people are the most popular ones. And, like, transgender kids are the most popular ones.
No.
So, one of the Heathers is a transgender person that bullies straight cis people.
What reality
What the
does
fuck?
that... Hold on.
Ah.
I know I'm not the most qualified for this rant, obviously, but what fucking reality does that writer live in, huh? It sure as shit isn't this one. I mean...
Yeah.
That dude clearly stuck his head in the couch during the news. Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Anyway.
So, this movie did not do well when it came out. It got a cult following the way a lot of films in the 80s and 90s did, which was flopped at the box office or didn't do the best at the box office.
Drac even opened his eyes. He was like, yeah, I barely watch TV, and even I know the order of operations here.
Yeah.
Yeah, anyway.
But, it flopped at the box office, but got strong word of mouth from home video and rentals and stuff like that. Yeah, cable. But rentals and home media were where it really took off. And this movie is basically the star maker for Christian Slater. This was like the first part that he had that got a lot of attention. This and Beetlejuice were the two for Winona Ryder. So the music in this film is very interesting. Talking a little about the soundtrack, there's a lot of good pop stuff, but the film uses the song K Sarah Sarah twice, different versions of it. Yeah, it uses it ironically, and
Of course.
funny enough, they were going to use the most popular version,
Yeah.
Which?
the Doris Day version,
Yeah.
but she refused her music for the movie.
Probably given the subject
Yeah,
matter.
given the subject
Yeah.
matter. There's also a song that was included and recorded in universe by a fictional band called Big Fun. The song, of course, is entitled Teenage Suicide, Don't Do It, and was created by the famous record producer Don Dixon, who's probably most well known for his work with REM.
Nice.
But let's talk about the composing, because this is where it gets really interesting. So the music was done by David Newman, who has a very prolific film composing career. Everything from Critters to the first two Bill and Ted movies,
Oh.
Brave Little Toaster, Anastasia, and a ton of comedies and family films. For example, he has composed nearly every single film that Danny DeVito has directed.
Really? Like
wow.
Matilda?
Yes, he did Matilda. He actually comes from, weirdly enough, a Hollywood family composing dynasty.
Is Thomas Newman in it?
Yes! And
Wait. Oh my god. D, we accidentally did 6 Degrees of Newman. Because, get this, I brought a Thomas Newman movie with Road to Perdition. And now the rock has been passed to you.
Oh,
I
wait,
gotta find one. Oh wait, I
you have one.
I have
You're
one on
have.
the list.
she's bringing David Newman.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
spoilers?
Yeah.
Spoilers. We'll get there when we get there.
Yeah.
Around Christmas, probably.
So, sorry for taking a bunch of your trivia for this one then.
It's alright.
So, David Newman comes from the Hollywood composing dynasty of the Newmans. His father was composer Alfred Newman, who was also responsible for the live-action Anastasia score from back in the day.
Also responsible for many Mad Magazine covers.
Yeah. So he composed a buttload of movies and back in the golden age of Hollywood. But ironically, probably what you know him best for, he created the 20th Century Fox fanfare.
Oh, that one?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. That was his dad.
Huh.
And get this. That version that gets used today is a recomposition from I have it here in the notes, I believe 98. That was done by David Newman.
Oh, so it's like
he recomposed his father's old work.
Passing the torch type thing.
Yeah.
You're probably wondering, everyone, why we're just using one mic for now.
Because editing sucks.
Yeah.
Sorry. I'll fix it up. I'll figure it out next time. We'll have 2 weeks to do it.
Yeah. So.
But Heather's.
Yes. Another funny thing I really enjoy about David Newman, he actually another part of the composing dynasty of the Newmans is Randy Newman.
Wait, they're all related?
Yeah, it's his cousin.
Oh my god!
Yeah.
Oh my god, I missed that in Road to Perdition.
Yeah.
So your joke about him doing it actually scanned.
Yeah. Funny in hindsight.
Yeah.
So David actually studied under John Williams.
Good for him.
Yeah. And he knows both piano and violin. Outside of film, he is the music director for the Sundance Institute for 4 years, starting in 97. And that same year is actually when he recomposed the 20th Century Fox fanfare, and that version is still used. Oh. Although it wasn't until 1998 they started using that version. He's also an award winner for the prestigious Richard Kirk Award, which is basically like the big king shit award for film composers.
Nice.
Yeah. So as I said, this movie production was a little rough. It was filmed on a $3 million budget.
Oof.
Yeah. And it was a flop, only made about $1 million.
Double oof.
Yeah. Reviews were mixed at the time, but the script was talked about very kindly even back then. Critics nowadays, though, are much kinder and believe it to be one of the most influential, teen films ever made. It was a huge influence on a lot of 90s teen movies and even spawned a stage show and TV adaptation I brought up.
As we mentioned.
Yeah.
That actually kind of reminds me of another potential pick I might bring to the table.
Okay.
What with the dark subject matter and how people were appalled by it at first, but people loved it as history went on.
Yeah.
This was basically that decade's Harold and Maude.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I've been meaning to watch that.
So, yeah.
I'm probably going to bring it to the table eventually.
Yeah.
Just not anytime soon, because,
Yeah.
Yeah. Particularly, one thing it was mentioned to be, a lot of teen flicks that came out afterwards were considered to be heavily influenced by Heather's.
Mm-hmm.
It's, both movie and TV show Buffy is considered to have been highly influenced by Heather's.
That tracks.
Yeah.
Christian Slater with the jacket.
Mm-hmm.
Angel was jocking his style.
True. So, it's also the second time I think we've covered a film that's considered cursed, and the second time I have covered a film that's considered cursed.
Oh boy.
How so?
The Heather's Curse. Many people who were involved in this film suffered misfortune during or after it, or died early deaths. Kim Walker, Shannon Doherty, Jeremy Applegate, Glenn Shaddix, and Sherry Willis all died in the 30s to 50s range.
Oh yeah, Shannon Doherty had cancer.
Yeah.
Glenn Shaddix also had either cancer or diabetes.
I think he actually had a slip and fall.
Jesus.
Yeah. I got double check.
Glenn Shaddix, he had a knee surgery or something, but he was at his house by himself and he fell down the stairs or something.
Yeah, and he cracked his skull. And its leads, Winona Ryder and Christian Slater, would face lots of legal and career derailing troubles that they both eventually recovered from.
Yeah.
Few probably as famous as Winona Ryder, unfortunately.
Yeah. Something incredibly stupid, I may add.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
In hindsight, very stupid.
Oh my god, shoplifting!
Yeah. I think it's just proof that Hollywood and media in general just kind of doesn't like women.
Yeah.
And let's face it, dudes have gotten away with way worse.
Yeah.
You got any?
Look at Sean Penn.
Do you got any input so far on any of this?
I am the uninitiated. Let me grab this.
Yeah.
Sorry, I have one
'Cause,
arm. I'm the uninitiated. I know little bits and pieces of this movie, but it's mostly like GIFs and like clips from YouTube.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know it's like a dark comedy. I know people say you can't make this movie today.
Debatable.
No. Well, one scene in particular you definitely could not put in this movie. Very early on.
I remember.
Yeah.
Duh.
But yeah, I'm excited to see it. I feel like this is gonna be one of those movies where it's like, oh yeah, high school sucked for everyone.
Yeah, pretty much. But
That's an understatement.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's some weird little things in the movie too. Yeah, there was troubled productions. Shannon Doherty and her mother were difficult to deal with during the movie because she famously had a really bad stage mom. She also refused to dye her hair blonde for the movie.
Which, antithetical.
Yeah, so they compromised by dyeing her hair red, and she also had no idea it was a comedy until the premiere.
Oh, no.
Like, they realized, like, pretty early into production that she wasn't getting that it was a comedy, but they're like, but the performance works, and she'll figure it out eventually.
I feel like it's one of those things where sometimes if you play comedy as genuine, it's even funnier.
Yes.
You get... Sometimes that sort of genre misunderstanding can result in trademark performances, though. For instance, did you know that in the Brian De Palma adaptation of Carrie, Piper Laurie, who played the title character's abusive mother, Margaret, thought that the religious zealot was so over the top as to make the whole movie a comedy.
Yeah.
And a lot of people, including myself, would probably say she was the best actress in that movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hot take, by the way, that Carrie remake was not bad. Anyway.
No, that's all right.
Haven't seen it.
So, another thing that was a problem on the thing was there was a little... let's get a little dramatic here. There was a little spicy romance drama on the set.
Was it between Winona Ryder and Christian Slater?
Yes, they started dating for a bit. But the reason that was like, is because Christian Slater was already dating Kim Walker.
Oh!
Who,
they overlapped.
Yeah, who he actually came to the audition with because they were already seeing each other. Christian Slater actually, funny enough, thought he bombed the audition when he did it, and famously stormed out after the audition and like threw his script into the trash can, like in anger because he was like, I fucked it up, you know.
We've all had that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But a big reason, and which is funny because that he would have that reaction because this was also like the production that almost no one wanted to touch. This got bounced from actor to actor. There was a bunch of actors and actresses whose names were thrown out there, like like Brad Pitt and like
this was young.
Obviously, like Brad Pitt or Jim Carrey.
I think Brad Pitt could have made that work.
And like some other actresses of the time, but actors and agents who got this were like, no, absolutely not. Winona Ryder was one of the few ones who actually loved it and was like, I have to do this.
Unsurprising, because, this...
Well, also recently, when she was getting the script and reading it, she had actually had a friend who committed suicide recently. Oh. So, given that the big plot of a lot of the movie revolves around so-called suicides, we'll get into it.
Yeah, thank you for reminding Editing Richie to put a content warning. I'm probably gonna have to put in one of those voiceover. Dark episode. You were probably warned by a deep-voiced trigger warning, Richie. Yeah, that's my deal.
Yeah. Back to the trivia.
Trivia.
Many stars and agents actually turned this film down to it, and Winona Ryder's agent actually saw the script and was like, no, please. She actually begged her not to do the film.
Wait, did she go behind her back, the agent's back?
Oh, she was just like, no, I'm doing it. But even after her agent got down on her hands and knees and begged her. Like,
do not touch that.
Yeah.
Actually?
Yes. Yes.
Oh god, that's awful.
Cast member, funny enough, this is one of those few movies where the majority of the main teenage cast were actually teenagers.
Oh.
The exception was Lisanne Falk, who was 23 at the time. But even at the time, Christian Slater was 19.
Oh.
So, yeah. A lot of drama, a lot of issues. Despite being set in Ohio, this goes to show you how much the film industry has changed. They filmed this in L.A.
Ohio and LA look nothing
I
alike.
know, but it goes to show you that how much film production has changed, that shooting in LA was seen as a reasonable, cheap alternative back then.
This was also the late 80s, and LA was a lot different back then.
Yeah, but still, that's crazy to think about.
Yeah. It's like, think about how much it costs to make Taxi Driver.
Yeah. But if you look at this movie, you'll notice it's LA. Hell, they use the Church of Angels Pasadena, which has become a very famous location that's shown up in a lot of movies and TV shows. The aforementioned Buffy, it shows up in an episode in. Yeah, so those are the main trivia points I wanted to cover. There's some other things we'll bring up later that's more tied into the actual content of the film itself and the actual main plot. Mm-hmm. So we'll get into that after it. Before we get into this, I am obviously the one bringing it to the table. I'm the one who knows about it. She's uninitiated. You've seen it before, right, Richie?
Long ago, but
in a
yes.
galaxy far, far away.
But jackass.
Yep.
Both
You
of
love
you.
me, though.
I do. But I saw this in high school, on recommendation from, I want to say, either my mom or my dad. That surprises you, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Especially in my mom's case, because, you know, she's...
A teacher?
And she's probably one of the more soft-hearted people in my family.
Huh. I'm just like... My parents would never recommend a movie like this. Actually, no, my dad probably would. Because my dad let me watch the unrated version of the Rocky Horror Picture Show when I was like 12.
I'd be more surprised if my grandma were to recommend this movie to me, because she would absolutely fucking hate it. But yeah, it's like my mom, who, you know, she's pretty picky about stuff. She's like, well, Heathers, I remember that. That was a good movie.
Yeah. So, would you like to
Love
read
you, Mom.
the plot summary for us, Erin?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, sir. Sorry. I always say yes, ma'am to everybody.
That's all right.
Yeah.
Veronica, played by Winona White. Fuck!
Pick up.
Veronica, played by... Your phone keeps rotating. Played by Winona Ryder, I have problems with R's and W's, is part of the most popular clique at her high school, but she disapproves of the other girls' cruel behavior. Veronica and her new boyfriend, JD, played by Christian Slater, confronts clique leader Heather Chandler, Kim Walker, and accidentally poisons her. They make it appear a suicide. Trigger warning. Soon Veronica realizes that JD is intentionally killing students he does not like. She races to stop JD, while also clashing with the clique's new leader, Heather Duke, played by Shannon Doherty. There's your phone.
So, yeah. 1988, Heather's cult classic. Let's get into it.
Yep.
We'll be back. And we're back, and Dracula is chewing at the tripod for some reason.
He's mad that I stole a spot.
Yeah, probably. Anyway, Heathers, we're back from that. What a film! Like, held up even better than I remembered. Like, this movie's just awesome. Like, it's dark, it's funny. Like, you know, I've heard some, in my opinion, bullshit criticisms over the years that because it's not laugh out loud funny, it's not a good dark comedy.
It's not that kind of
It's not
comedy,
that kind,
though.
yeah.
It's a satire.
Yeah, I mean, Trainspotting's a dark comedy.
Yeah, like
you're not gonna laugh out through the entire. This is water.
I think it is.
Yeah.
I think it held up incredibly well. I love this movie. The score is great. I mean, you know. Hey! No. Absolutely not.
Kitten's trying to scratch the TV
Tried to
screen.
scratch the TV screen, which, yeah, no.
I made me jump.
But can you blame us?
Oh,
Yeah.
I was jumping for two things. One, Drac trying to scratch the TV. The other for...
Sorry.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
sorry.
funny.
Yeah, sorry for peeking the audio, folks. You'll understand the fear. That's not like a cheap smart TV. I mean, we got it on a good deal, but it's not cheap. Not cheap.
No.
Not cheaper.
Oh, I can confirm.
It's an LG. It's like not one of the cheap brands.
Yeah.
I understand it, but now in my head, it's like Archer. It's like... Ma, ma, ma. So anyway, I agree that this movie's awesome, but before I start gabbing on Uninitiated.
Yes, absolutely. I really, really want to hear it.
Okay. So I actually did really like this movie. It made me cringe a lot because I dated a guy like Christian Slater in high school, except for he was not in high school. He had already graduated.
Oh.
Yeah, that was my ex.
Ooh, I know this.
True story.
Yeah, we've heard this.
Yeah, I'm not going to go into too much detail, but ladies, don't date a bad boy thinking that you can take him on as a project. You might end up in a dumpster.
To quote another YouTuber, you're not being Bonnie with Clyde. You're being one of those weird women who wrote love letters to the Aurora killer.
Yeah.
Or, yeah. Or the
That happened.
Or the Ted Bundy fangirls.
Both of which exist, by the way, and ladies...
Do you know there's some people who actually think Ted Bundy was framed?
Yes. Unfortunately, I went on a true crime binge on Tumblr once, about 12 years ago. And yeah, it gets really fucking weird.
Back to the movie!
Hey, it's gonna come up a lot given the subject matter.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
So... They're both...
This movie has a lot of touchy subjects, which we're gonna try to... Oh boy.
Yeah. That inevitable trigger warning that I put at the beginning was not for show. This
is a heavy episode. If you have
not guessed.
If you've experienced, anything that is listed in the doobly-doo, or
At the beginning of this video.
yes, assault,
Anything
misogyny, homophobia, like suicide, all big parts of this film.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously played for satire and laughs, which I think it handles it well.
in this case?
Yes, I think it handles it well. Because, there's a point it's trying to make.
And that leans into what I like about this movie. Speaking of, for me, this was a really good revisit. Either my parents had really fucked up senses of humor, or they picked up what this movie was putting down.
Yeah.
But this movie has a lot to say about how commodified and turned into a spectacle suicide is, especially among teens.
Yeah.
It has a lot to say about media, the generation gap, the I guess the propriety, quote unquote, of youth. Well, quote unquote, like in the eyes of boomer ass parents.
You got something to say? I can tell you guys something to say.
What I was gonna say is I don't think much has changed.
No.
Outside of school policies, not much has changed.
Yeah, if anything, it's gotten worse.
If anything's gotten worse with social media and TikTok.
Because you can hide it better.
And also, I grew up in Tumblr in the early 2010s. That was not a safe space for anybody.
No.
Nice, easy episode today, huh?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
But, Erin was absolutely right to say that JD is probably the most accurate, realistic picture of a bad boy that you will get. Speaking of which, Christian Slater knocked this out of the goddamn park.
Yeah.
He's so good in this.
I think it's hilarious that you mentioned that he thought he completely botched his audition. Considering that, like, as you said, you kind of sort of fall in love with him along with Winona, with Veronica, but then it's kind of funny to me how I had both of your
eyes.
He has crazy eyes.
Yeah, but they're such a nice shade of brown. They're such a nice, like, hazel, like, you know?
I mean, Christian Slater does have pretty eyes.
He's just a pretty man.
He is a very attractive man.
Yes.
See.
What?
Never did a guy in a trench coat.
Can I please put, like, sexy saxophone music underneath all that?
I mean, I wear trench coats, but...
No, I'm not. I mean, don't date a bad boy in a trench coat because he's probably packing heat under that trench coat.
Yeah.
Only date someone who wears the trench coat if they like to dramatically spin.
That is true.
Then you're safe.
If they like to dramatically spin, if they're walking around like this because they got shit in their pockets that you don't want to know about, don't date them.
If they like to do like this, where they flap it back a bit before they start to walk off, or do
with the collar.
No, not even. It's where you lean forward and you flap it up a bit.
Oh, where he does the Dante thing.
Yeah, or where you do like dramatic like 11th Doctor spins, where you do like a 270.
Yeah. I feel like we should put that clip from Smiling Friends with Shrimp in this video if we could. Richie, can we somehow do that without getting copyright strikes?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. There actually is ways you can do it.
Yes.
You can do it. That you can also put a border around it, or you can decolor the footage,
or you can flip the image.
Those are the ways to get around the copyright.
That's true.
I haven't gotten struck for gifts so far, so I might as well just stick to that.
There you go.
Yeah.
If I can find it.
Yes, I'm sure you can find it.
Go watch Smiling Friends, people. It's fucking hilarious.
It's amazing. You're not gonna regret it. Support a great Adult Swim shows. You know.
Yeah. Because HBO definitely doesn't.
Yeah, I'll try it again.
Yeah.
The Gwimbly episode is fucking fantastic.
Remember, folks, America has a fucking fentanyl crisis.
Speaking of which, thanks to all the subjects. Wave goodbye to our monetization potential for this one. Goodbye! Bye!
You can't have your monetization potential go away if you can't actually monetize your videos yet.
That is true.
Support us on Ko-fi, Patreon.
So on and so forth.
Subscribe. We're almost there, people.
Buy me coffee.
Yes, that.
I need coffee.
I'll take a matcha latte with cold foam and 1 extra pump of vanilla.
She'll also take coffee.
Yeah.
Heathers. So, I mentioned Christian Slater, but everyone in this movie is great.
Oh, yeah.
Winona Ryder, in particular, I think I think she's running an acting triathlon.
She really is.
Because you have to believe that she slots in with the popular girls, but you also have to believe that she's
got a heart.
A heart and a rebellious side that JD is kind of playing into.
Yeah.
Ironically, he's kind of like a gender swap Lady Macbeth.
Oh my god, you're right.
Yeah.
Because even... Yeah. Oh my god, you're right.
You know what's funny?
Because he is like the absolute most self-destructive and destructive person I've seen in film in a while.
Hi, I'm the Shakespeare person of the group. I literally have a complete Shakespeare.
I have one too.
We both made a Shakespeare reference, actually. You went.
True,
you went with.
You said he was Iago.
Yeah.
Iago from Othello.
Yeah.
I went with
Aladdin.
But honestly, it's even
You just turned into the...
But honestly, it's even more Lady Macbeth, because it's like, you should kill them. You should definitely kill them. Yeah.
Out, damn spot.
Yeah.
Acting. Hell, all the high school kids do great, too.
They do.
I can proudly say, I would fumble Lady Macbeth.
I I tried to come up with a response for that, but I was like, I don't even know how to answer to that question.
What else could I have said? What response is there to that?
What is there?
What
What
is-
is this?
Okay.
What is
I'm
life?
glad. I was hoping that would kill you two and just like stun lock you guys.
It was straight up.
All the episodes with dark content were at our happiest.
Like, I could literally hear the...
Hey, Gurgi fucking murked himself.
Why are we laughing?
Hello, William H. Macy fucking offed himself.
Heathers. All right.
Shout out to my boy Gurgi.
So, something that blew me away on a second watch, though, because it's been years since I've seen this movie,
Oh yeah, it's been hot.
was the score.
Oh, yes.
Yeah,
I mean, that's
yeah.
what our podcast is all about.
Like, you mentioned before, like, who was the one who said that it wasn't a good comedy because it didn't make you laugh out loud?
It's some dumbass.
Like, if they listened to the way this score...
I don't know, there's a lot of scenes
goes
where
or-
I'm busting out laughing.
Oh yeah, like, not to mention, if this dude listened to the score and thought it was a pure comedy, then they have failed at media literacy and should quit. Because because as good as this music is at doing more understated comedic moments, like in the church scenes.
Yeah, and I will say, good old and speaking of those church scenes, how can you not laugh during those because of how over dramatic the score is during those?
Yeah, also, I love
Oh,
Glenn Shaddix.
Glenn Shaddix.
Rest in peace.
A
He is the
talent
perfect-
taken from us way too young. Oh my god.
He is perfect as that church's priest
Oh,
because
he
he
is.
is so hilarious.
He's so dramatic.
Can I be a voice acting nerd for a second about Glenn
Yes,
Shaddix?
Please do.
I think I will always remember him.
The mayor?
Huh?
The mayor?
Oh, from Nightmare Before Christmas? Good pick, but I'm actually a bit more obscure in what I remember him for.
Skeleton Jack is dead. Blown to smithereens.
This might also surprise you. Do you remember the Brain from Teen Titans?
Yes, I do.
He voiced him and Monsieur Mala.
Mala's good. Mala's good.
He did... I thought, honestly, they were voiced by two different people in that old show.
Yeah.
Like, I love his whole Stephen Hawking inspired take on the Brain.
So yeah, no, this movie's so good. Like,
Sorry.
That's
I know
okay.
it's an '80s flick, but man, the synth work is
Yes.
really.
Especially during those chase scenes.
Oh yeah, yeah.
In the wo-
In the woods.
In
and
the
in
woods.
The basement.
Because there were moments where they straight up felt like something out of a Friday the 13th movie.
Yeah, and also those the soundtrack selection here is good. It's really good. David Newman has a gift for choosing the right soundtracks. I mean, I'm gonna make the other '90s kids in the audience happy with this one. Although you guys are gonna be unhappy with me for this one.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Because I mean, it's why you all love his work on Matilda, which I haven't seen. Yeah, insert the stock booing here.
Don't worry, people. I'll put it all in post. So, in all seriousness, Matilda's all right. I think it gets a little overstated by its fans, but it's not bad.
It's okay. It's cute.
Wow. 2 David Newman scored films that ended up later getting a stage adaptation.
Yeah.
Crazy.
It's funny because Matilda is based off the book, which got turned to a movie, which then got turned to a stage show. The music is by Tim Minchin,
Yeah,
which I'm just like, huh.
but the original music from the film was by David Newman.
David Newman.
Yeah. But yeah, like,
Funny enough, I've heard. Funny enough, we brought up Danny DeVito's directorial work earlier today because, as I said, David Newman scored basically every Danny DeVito.
let me ask you something.
Yeah.
Did he also direct War of the Roses?
Danny DeVito? Yeah, that was him.
Did he also So did David Newman score War of the Roses?
I believe he did. Yes.
That has a good score.
Yeah. In fact, but another David Newman film, not David Newman film, another Danny DeVito film that is totally a podcast contender. I would like to bring up now.
Yeah.
We're probably going to cover it at some point. Those of you who are real ones will know this film is criminally underrated. Death to Smoochie.
Great Robin Williams subversion.
Good. Jon Stewart in that movie too.
Yes.
Oh, everyone's on fire in that movie.
Like, oh my God. Talk about a movie that just was not released at the right time.
No, and like it did not deserve to bomb. It did not deserve to.
Like, it's fucking dark, but
So funny.
It's proof positive that Robin Williams had range as a comedian.
He did.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Can we just can we do a famous killer score side to talk about something?
Absolutely. Go ahead.
Awesome. Can we talk about how goddamn much fucking Lassiter sucks?
Please go on.
Like, okay, maybe I'm getting his name wrong, or I'm actually sorry, not Lassiter.
Katzenberg.
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 Can we talk about?
Oh boy, we're gonna be here a while.
Hold on.
I've awakened the sleeping demon.
So, clip making the rounds recently
Yeah.
was a little behind the scenes thing about a Goofy movie and about how that wonderful, innovative, and not at all commercial hack producer Jeffrey Katzenberg proposed that despite this being in continuity with a TV show, an established Disney TV show with an established voice cast, that maybe he should be voiced by Steve Martin.
Alan.
Steve Allen?
Yeah, Steve Allen.
I should have guessed because Steve Martin would have been actually not bad, but I digress. Steve Allen. Hey Jeffrey. Thanks again for proving just how undervalued we are, you fucking star fucker hack.
Let's not forget that's when the My Little Pony movie came out. You know, a film where the voice cast themselves were the goddamn celebrities that the fans knew and loved. They thought it would be a great idea for the first poster of the movie to put top billing for all of the celebrity voice actors who were none of the main characters.
It's like we're gonna have Tay Diggs in here for 5 seconds.
And I'm just gonna say something in the interest of sating the boiling rage in me because of how much we are. I'm speaking for all voice actors here, okay? I've gotten paid for work in the past. I think I'm qualified.
They wanted to put Sia above Andrea Lipman. Sia.
Hey Sia, thank you from me and the rest of the autistic community, by the way. Thank you. Anyway,
You want to get in on that? Oh God. Do you want to flip off Sia as well for that?
Yeah, why not?
well, yeah.
I'm not even autistic.
Aaron?
At least I think.
Aaron, thank you.
You're welcome.
So
Fuck you, Sia.
Yeah.
fuck you, and fuck your stupid sub-Rain Man bullshit.
And also, fuck your grooming of
Maddie Ziegler.
Because
Weird.
Yeah.
Very mucho
Very weird
weird.
that you were sharing a bed with her.
Whoa!
What?
I heard a report about that like 8 years ago. That apparently
News
they had
to me!
Apparently they had a sleepover.
Oh my God!
How the fuck is this darker than the Cabaret episode?
This is a dark episode.
So, back to our aside. Bill Farmer, if you're watching this,
Love you, buddy.
Thank you.
You're great.
Disney, whoever the guy was, the other executive was that said keep Bill Farmer, they were right.
Yeah.
You are a treasure of voice acting. You are an example of how to give depth to a character that lesser people would say have none, because you...
Goofy movie.
You are an elder statesman of voice acting, and we tip our hat to you, sir.
Yes. And by the way, I think you're crazy, Bill Farmer, that you said you didn't do the hot tub scene well with Pete. That's one of the best fucking scenes in that movie.
One of the best. And also, I just wanted to shout out some of your recent work as well. You were great on Amphibia.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
He's great.
He's great.
And I'd love to meet him at
A convention, yeah.
Nick.
Yeah.
If he's somewhere near someday, we got to do that.
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, like fuck. You are exemplary and an inspiration to, two voice actors
wait.
to another.
Wait, we can do a plug. We can do a plug, guys.
Yeah.
We could do a plug.
What can we plug?
Would you like to meet us at Meetup? We will be at Too Many Games this summer.
Yep.
We don't have any panels or booths or anything. We're just going to be attendees. But, if you bump into us and stuff, feel free to say
Hi.
I was about to say June 27th to the 29th, but I almost said January. What the fuck is wrong with me?
No, January.
It's
The only
June.
January convention I could think of is MagFest.
Anyway, but yeah, June 27th to the 29th, we're all going to be there at Too Many Games, just sort of fucking around, getting autographs.
Also,
Having fun.
If you want to fund us going to conventions, money.
Patreon. Ko-Fi.
Kofi.
Need money. Give money, please. Me money want. Yeah.
But yeah, back
Pay
to
your mortgage.
back to Heather's.
I want to go to Gallifrey 1 so bad, guys.
Yeah.
I don't think you understand how much I want to go Gallifrey 1. Please give me the money to go Gallifrey 1. Killer Score? Meeting the Doctor? What?
Yeah. I mean, we did the Doctor Who TV movie.
What is this? A crossover episode?
Hey. Well, gotta hunt down that BoJack gif. Anyway,
I want to meet Paul F. Tompkins so bad too.
Heather's.
Yeah.
Back to Heather.
So, funny enough for a comedy of this nature, the cinematography and lighting are amazing.
Yes.
I really love that.
Same. I honestly, I think the lighting is one of my favorite things about this movie.
It's so good.
Because there's scenes where it seems like it's taken out of, like, Fatal Attraction. And the lighting just makes it feel even more intense.
I would not be
Adrian Lin, I believe, was the director of that.
I would not be surprised, by the way, if, like, David Fincher saw this and it, like, ticked something in the brain. Because, like, especially that one dream sequence that's, like, bathed in blue. It looks like something out of Zodiac.
Or
Yeah.
the scene in Veronica's bedroom. Wait, you know what it reminds me of?
What?
There's some serious Michael Mann vibes.
Okay.
Like, 'cause
I could see.
some of the neon blues are...
Oh,
Are-
yeah. That's straight out of
Yeah.
Heat.
Or another episode that I am so looking forward to, Manhunter.
Yeah, there's no way.
Okay.
There's no way in hell, unless you guys do, like, the little bonus episode thing where you give us money to cover something. There's no way in hell we're doing Heat because that's too big.
Too big.
Yeah. Unless you pay us.
Unless you pay us to cover it on here.
We're still selling those
We're
requests.
still selling those. And guys, I would like love to cover Heat.
It's a great movie.
I actually haven't seen it.
Oh, babe, I know how much you love good
Lighting.
sound work and ADR work.
Yes. It has to be good, though.
Babe,
It's
probably the most accurate gun sound effects in any film ever.
Does it give you tinnitus afterwards?
Like every gun, no, like I mean, like every gun sound is sourced accurately,
Oh, wow. Okay.
and it sounds phenomenal. The best bank robbery sequence in cinema history.
trademark.
Absolutely. If you say The Dark Knight, you need to watch more movies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Although, speaking of lighting,
Mhm.
I'm surprised neither of you have seen Manhunter, because Manhunter's lighting.
Yeah, I haven't seen it. Sorry.
I wouldn't be surprised if Nicholas Winding Refn took notes from Manhunter for stuff like Drive and the Neon Demon.
I wouldn't be surprised. Oh yeah, got a Manhunter based off the works of Thomas Harris, who weirdly enough looks a lot like your dad.
He does. Hey, my dad's lost a lot of weight. My dad has lost a lot of weight.
But
He
your
now
dad-
looks like old John Goodman.
Yeah, your dad still does look a lot like Thomas Harris.
He does, yeah. The beard doesn't help.
More on that-
facial resemblance is
More-
uncanny.
More on that later, though, because the lighting...
Do we really have to go into more detail what my dad looks like?
I said...
Everyone's gonna be able to piece it together when we say Thomas Harris.
Anyway,
Yeah.
Let's look up picture of Thomas Harris.
anyway,
Just because Thomas Harris and John Goodman and Righteous Gemstones, you have my dad.
Heathers. We mentioned the lighting. Cinematography and the editing is great too. There are a lot of good match cuts and responsive cuts. Like, someone will say a line and the cut will be to something so impeccably timed.
Yeah, let's see today's lunch again. It gets scraped in the garbage.
Scraped in the garbage.
Yeah. I love those cuts.
Yeah.
That's just comedy gold there.
Okay, so we have a chance for me to get into some more trivia again.
Sure.
So you guys want to hear about the specific stuff the executives vetoed?
Oh
Sure.
boy.
For one, the ending. I won't say that yet. We'll wait till spoiler territory.
Yeah.
That was much different. Just a fun one. Snappy Snack Shack. That was supposed to be a 7-Eleven.
But 7-Eleven didn't want anything to do with it.
Shockingly, they couldn't get the brand.
No, yeah, 7-Eleven was like, no! Absolutely not. What? No, we will not be affiliated with this movie. And, I wrote it down here. Hold the mic. There was actually, it wasn't Moby Dick originally.
Oh,
Wait,
God.
oh my god. Please tell me it's one of those crossing the line references.
I don't need to bring it up. I remember what it was. Catcher in the Rye.
That's some verisimilitude there.
Yeah.
And it also makes sense because astute viewers have noticed something. Eskimo is a word that never appears in Moby Dick.
That is true.
It does, however, appear in
And
Catcher in the Rye.
Good one.
They were like, but they didn't choose Catcher in the Rye because they were basically like, poor J.D. Salinger's already gotten enough flack because of how many
Wait a minute.
killers have used it as a manifesto for some reason.
Yeah. Mark David Chapman.
It just clicked to me.
Yeah.
J.D. Salinger.
Oh my god.
That's the second pop cultural reference that flew over this one's head.
Yeah.
The first one was you got Winona,
Veronica's old estranged friend, the nice sweet girl, Betty.
Archie.
and I'm like, you were slapping your head. I'm like, I was like, you got to go a long way to out Archie me.
Yeah.
Let's be real. I might not just Jughead.
Oh my god! By the way, can we talk about how great the quotes in this movie are?
Absolutely.
Fuck me gently with a chainsaw.
Oh, I love that one. My teenage angst bullshit has a body count.
Lick it up, baby. Lick it up.
Sit on it and spin.
You didn't say Simon Says?
Yeah. Oh my god. Do you think that's where Sam got the Sam Says idea from?
Maybe it could also just be the game Simon Says.
It could be the game Simon Says.
Yeah, yeah.
It's a game changer. Go get Dropout. It's really cheap and it's a lot of fun. Or you can just watch the shorts on YouTube.
But still, get Dropout. They're great people.
All the extras do a great job too. And
we're not sponsored by Dropout.
We're not.
Can we Oh, and the quote of all, the one that probably lives on the most in this, that I think I've heard quoted the most from this film. I love my dead gay son.
Which I think that plays into the quotes
that
are good.
Delivery though, that's what made me laugh.
Yeah.
That plays into something. That plays into something I wanted to talk about. I mean, obviously the script is amazing, but the delivery is the cherry on top of the sundae. Everybody does
so genuine with it too.
Oh wait, that one extra when they're talking about spoiler characters, they're like,
did you
sexual murder suicide pack?
Repressed homosexual murder suicide pact. No, repressed homosexual suicide pact.
Yeah,
repressed homosexual suicide pact. And she
delivers it with the way of like, hey guys, did you have pizza at lunch today?
Yeah.
Like, just so overjoyed.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, it's pizza day.
Like high school cafeteria pizza isn't shit.
Like,
it's like it's a break, all right.
Like,
it's like those days when the lunch ladies got really fucked up and just didn't care, and they gave you cheesy bread for lunch.
My favorite one was they did. This is when you could tell that the school was running out of a budget for lunch. Mm-hmm. When we had pasta, they did pasta with like a giant thing of jarred Alfredo sauce, and they're like, "That's lunch."
My favorite though is when they were just like, "I think you guys are just on drugs at this point," which was,
oh, sorry.
Do I need to? Do I like? I don't know if you guys ever had this one. They just gave you nachos.
No, but we had.
But they called it Nachos Grande, and they just like threw some extra.
Actually, no, we did have that on Cinco de Mayo.
Sometimes we would get it more than like, we wouldn't just get it on holidays. Like at least once a month there would be one day where the lunch ladies were just like, fuck it, these kids are just getting nachos.
It's funny because when I was in middle school and high school, they would plan out like the lunches like a month in advance.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but the funny thing is, I remember there were the one day everyone dreaded was Dr. Seuss Day, because they literally made green eggs and ham. So many kids got food poisoning.
I could only imagine.
How about the meatball sub days? Those were good.
Those were pretty good.
I do like those.
But my favorite one was during finals in my high school, because my high school had finals.
Yeah.
They would do either cheesy bread or like chicken taquitos.
Oh hell yeah!
But these things were fucking massive.
Oh hell yeah!
You would get like 2 of them, and they'd be like, "Here's your lunch."
I think one time they literally just gave us cheesy breadsticks, and I was just...
Oh, we had that. We had that a lot.
Oh, those hit hard. The ones...
The Bosco sticks.
Yeah, the ones that are just like a big stick that just has cheese inside.
Yeah, we had those. We had those during finals because they were required to serve us food, even though there was like no lunch period.
Did you guys... I wonder if you can get those or what those are even called. Those
Bosco sticks.
Those are what those are called?
Yeah, I remember because I saw them on the container once when they were pulling them out of the freezer.
And again,
we need to find... Those were like the best.
Those were the best.
I'm gonna be honest. Half of the experiences you're talking about with school lunches are like completely foreign to me.
What?
Did you get a sack lunch?
Oh, mommy gave you lunch every day.
I would make them myself, dipshit. And sometimes I would buy lunch from school, but shut up.
I mean, my school lunches were really fucking expensive, though.
Was it a little brown baggie that you rolled up that had your name written on it?
I'm gonna deck you.
That's the look of I hate that they're right.
Yeah, but what I was gonna say is
I do.
I don't know how much your guys' school lunches cost, but ours were like a minimum of $5.
See, that's another point. What?
Hey,
You're gonna roast me for being economical, you piece of shit?
They charge you like $1.50 for a water bottle.
Look, I was on the economical program that they gave to households that didn't have quite as much income, so I only paid $2 for my lunch.
Lucky bitch.
I mean,
yeah, I was lucky for not having a lot of money.
I'm saying.
What the fuck, Richie?
Hold on.
Please
hold on.
rephrase that.
Let me rephrase that.
See, my parents were too
My
proud to do that, so by the time I was a junior in high school...
I'm not coming back from this. I'm really not coming back from this, but...
You lucky poor bastard.
You lucky poor bastard. Wait, hold on.
See, I remember...
Hold on.
Man, poor people.
Hold on.
So
I swear to God. Okay. My point is, I packed stuff all the time. Because the paid school lunches were pretty pricey. That's my point.
That's fair.
But
That's
I
fair.
completely misheard what you said, and now it's registering to me. I'm like, okay, that's harrowing. I'm so sorry.
It's so funny. I can't help but love
I'm
it.
so sorry.
Our options...
Are we cool?
Yeah, of course.
I'm so sorry.
See, I remember in my high school, the options for drinks was vitamin water, which was like $3 or $4 a bottle.
Other new warehouses.
Jesus fucking Christ, babe. Water, which was $1.50, which you had to buy the water bottles. They wouldn't let you have a cup. You had to buy a bottle.
You know what else kind of hit hard in school lunches? I'm not gonna lie.
What?
Those default chicken sandwiches.
I didn't like those.
You didn't like the default?
They were
chicken
always
sandwiches?
soggy.
That's fair.
What kind of chicken we talking? Like breaded?
Patty.
Chicken patty.
Oh.
See, the ones that I got were always soggy, and they were like either overcooked or undercooked.
Did they come in the aluminum foil?
No.
Oh, you didn't have the good ones then. You didn't have the
No.
ones wrapped in the aluminum
See,
foil.
Then again, my high school, so if you want reduced lunches, like you got cheese sandwich and water. That was about it.
I don't remember getting those in high school, but I remember getting the odd chicken patty every now and then. In middle school.
Yeah, when I didn't want the school lunch, I just went with the chicken patty default because I was just like, I don't want to have the high person lunch of the nachos grande.
See,
That is such a stoner lunch.
Hey man, I threw some meat on your nachos. That's your lunch.
we got that, but it was only for Cinco de Mayo for some reason, which feels vaguely racist.
They would just do it like once a month, or be like, "Hey, it's nachos grande day." And the worst part was the lunch ladies would not even like really prepare it. They would just like give you the ingredients to put it together.
Oh yeah, they did that with us too.
It's like
You would get like a cup of shredded cheese, not even the sauce.
well, that's lame.
That was the mommy's not feeling good tonight lunch.
That's a hack.
You would get a
my
bag
God.
of tortilla chips.
Wait,
like a little
T.
1 ounce bag of tortilla chips.
How hungover do you think they might have been to make all those? Maybe the cafeteria staff were just like, oh god.
Well, you know what? I'm pretty sure that what they used for the meat in ours was just like those canned meats.
How can
It wasn't
we?
like
How
actual
can
ground
we?
beef they could cook.
How can we find combined tortilla chips, liquid cheese, and meat and call it a lunch? Wait.
Can we get back?
Wait, we have a can of Hormel canned meat, so we're gonna throw that on there and throw it in the microwave for you.
Bon appetit, here's nachos grande.
It's so weird because my school was so well funded and so shit.
Heathers. Okay.
We're talking about the high school experience. It relates. All right.
Relates.
Yeah. So, okay, cool. We're not disconnected. So yeah, this is a good movie. You should really see it. We should get into spoilers.
Spoilers.
Yeah.
Spoilers, now that we're over an hour in.
Yeah. So
Hour and 3 minutes.
okay, the thing the big executive change that was made to this movie, that basically everyone vetoed, and honestly, I'm glad that they vetoed it because I kind of like hate the original ending.
What was the original ending?
Everyone dies?
Yeah, it works, and JD turns out to be right because everyone just gets together and has prom in heaven, and they all get along.
Oh my god. I don't like that because that means he's right.
Exactly.
Okay, yeah. First off,
Like, fuck you for being right.
JD, I joked before.
JD should not be right.
Yeah.
JD should not be right about anything.
No.
He shouldn't be right about what day of the week it is.
I joked before that JD would grow up to be the Joker because he very much is he gives off strong "we live in a society" vibes.
He literally says something along those lines.
Oh my god, imagine if Christian Slater played the Joker.
Why does that work?
It would
It
work.
shouldn't
Yeah.
work.
But it
But
does.
Oh my god, that would work really well, because then I could see why Harley Quinn could actually fall for the Joker.
Yeah.
As opposed to the alleged cult leader.
Because, like, I'm just like, yeah, I mean, Christian Slater's got some charisma. Like, I'm tugging at my collar a little bit.
He's aging pretty well, too, all things considered.
He is. Chaos is what killed the dinosaurs, babe. Like, oh, you smart motherfucker.
Like, I'm going to be honest, half of my joy from revisiting this movie was watching Erin.
Watching me cringe for almost 2 hours.
She spent
Our love is God. Let's get a slushie.
Honestly, that is a great line.
She looked at the screen for about 70% of the time, trying to set the dude on fire with her mind.
Yeah.
Just like,
he's awful. He's the worst.
Like, I can't tell who is worse, this guy or the football jocks who go to prison after they graduate college.
This movie was I
mean, they're both going to prison anyway if they live that long. So.
I like that they rewrote the ending, because I really like the ending to this movie.
It's got a message of sort of anti-nihilism.
Yeah.
Because
like, fuck you, I'm gonna be kind, and there's great joys in little things, like just getting together with a friend and having popcorn and watching movies.
Yeah, like, she tosses aside who she was before she met JD, and crucially who she was after.
Yeah.
The best denouement for me is her approaching Martha, the kind of heavier girl.
Yeah.
She has been a punching bag and an attempted victim of JD's whole suicide ring for the whole movie, and a crueler movie would have her be one of the victims, but since this...
Can we... There's another thing. I know we're in spoilers, but and this could have been out of spoilers, but I still want to talk about it because I can't believe I forgot to talk about it. Can we talk about the wardrobe and colors in this movie?
Oh yes, but I just want to finish my point real quick. But yeah, fucking Veronica approaches her and asks, "Hey, do you want to watch a movie? Want to just come have some popcorn?"
Yeah, you want to skip prom? Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, she ditches the whole hierarchy thing and just lives. And it's...
She literally basically just goes, no, fuck you. This is... Ironically, she takes something from JD, which is like, no, chaos.
Yeah.
Because she just topples the hierarchy. She's just like, hierarchy? No, there's no.
And that's the thing. We'll get to the wardrobe in a sec, but one thing I love about JD is how viscerally realistic he is in terms of an abusive boyfriend.
Yeah.
Because he feeds into your idea of, oh, you're feeding into chaos, you're doing your own thing, you're doing everything against society, when in reality all he really wanted was control over her.
Yep.
Like,
like, honestly, I'm surprised he didn't say something like, if you love me, you do this.
Like, I feel like he
comes close.
He comes close.
Do you know what I think it is, guys?
What?
I think he's just smart enough to know that would have been too on the nose.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Like,
that's why JD's dangerous, because he is smart.
Yeah.
He's kind of troublingly good at strategy.
Yeah.
But
I mean, his dad was a demolitions expert.
The second, like literally the second Veronica ditches him, he immediately knows how to get his plans back on track.
like he's already being like, okay, time to turn the Heathers against each other.
Yeah.
Time to and then one thing that's legitimately chilling is when Veronica comes home and her parents say, I heard you might be feeling suicidal, honey. And it clicks you, oh no.
Yeah.
He's trying to set her up.
Recognize the handwriting.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, which...
Honestly, I love that little trick in the movie, how Veronica can like copycat anyone's handwriting.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you see her practice in her diary.
Yeah, and then you see that JD picked it up too. It's like, woo, you know?
Yeah.
Like...
And the doll hanging.
Yeah.
It's only by a miracle did the note to her not say you're next.
Yeah.
But let's talk about the wardrobe thing because it's fantastic.
Well, your next would be way too on the nose and way too
Also,
obvious.
True.
Also, the doll that's hung,
Yeah.
it's a Barbie doll.
Yeah, it is.
Nice callback.
Nice
Yeah.
callback to when they mentioned Betty and
Barbie
Veronica
dolls.
playing
And
Barbies.
just you'd still be playing Barbie dolls, yeah.
Anyway,
Yeah.
wardrobe.
I love the fucking wardrobe in this movie. So,
They do a bunch of chromatic stuff.
yes, but
Yes.
there is also a lost art in explaining a character's journey through their wardrobe.
Yes, thank you. Someone finally said it.
Like, specifically, like, all of the characters kind of go through it a little bit in this movie.
Mm-hmm.
Particularly, I love the fact that JD, when he starts, you notice when he starts, he's wearing, like, he's got the black, right?
Yeah.
But he's wearing, like, very comforting colors underneath his clothes.
Yeah.
When we first see him, he's wearing, like, soft forest greens and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Comforting colors. And as his violent side comes out more,
You see more red in that.
you're seeing more reds and more violent colors underneath his
Bold.
aggressive colors. As he gets more bold, so does the secondary colors in his wardrobe.
Mm-hmm.
Classic visual storytelling progression.
And I love, I don't just love the shirt he's wearing at the end, that kind of like geisha shirt, with the shirt with the geisha design. That's a cool shirt.
Yeah.
What color was that shirt, guys?
Blue.
No.
Oh no, I was thinking about the
was
shirt
red.
that where Veronica's wearing.
No.
Green.
Hold
Guys
on.
are so bad at this.
The fuck was the cut? Wait. Hold on.
Black? I don't know.
Black and white.
Black and white.
Oh.
He sees everything in black and white. There's no grays.
Yeah.
There's no complexity. Everything is chaos or order, good or evil.
High metal.
Yeah. My brother cackling like a demon upstairs like usual. But, I love the fact that also, like, even when Veronica finally gets back to herself, even when she finally ditches JD, there's still influences of him left upon her.
Yeah.
Like the black overcoats.
Yeah, she's wearing darker colors.
For context.
And also, she picked up smoking from him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For
Good
context.
luck, honey, quitting that.
Yeah.
For context, the Heathers and Veronica have a very specific chromatic arrangement. Heather 1 gets
yellow, green, red,
yeah.
blue.
Heather 1 gets red. The bookish one with the Moby Dick gets green. The slightly less bitchy one gets yellow, and Veronica is blue.
Yeah.
And there's a sort of in and out thing that happens with the color pattern where she's wearing mostly blue pre-JD, and then she goes to blacks, and then
Also-
she works blue back in when she breaks up with him.
Also, blue is a color that's associated with sadness and melancholy, showing us right away, even at the thing, that she's regretting the position she's in.
Oh, I got something. I think I'm onto something.
Yeah.
Book Veronica starts out with green.
Color
Green with envy.
Yep.
Notice how easily JD manipulates her into slotting into the OG Heather's red slot. The leader slot.
Original Heather was filled with rage. Red.
Mm-hmm.
And wait, the second one.
Yellow?
She's kind of a flake. She's a coward. Yellow.
Yeah.
She literally tries to take the coward's way out at one point, as some people would call it.
Not us.
I understand why people say that.
And feel that way.
Feel that way. You can feel that way. That's not what we're saying.
Support people
Yes,
who are on the proverbial ledge, guys.
Yes, but it's genius character work.
It is.
Yeah, like character through wardrobe is a lost art in many ways. Like a lot of people don't think about it. Like I think that's why I I like there's. It's funny that like one of the only art forms I can think of that still really clicks with it and does it well is sitcoms.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of sitcoms, I think about it, that use,
Wardrobe to identify the character.
yeah.
Be it dress
That's what
style
I'm looking
or
for.
color.
Mm-hmm.
Community was really good at it too.
Yeah.
Parks and Rec?
Oh yeah, Parks and Rec's really good at it too.
This is a random one that just popped in my head because I saw a clip of it pop on my Instagram because I used to watch the show. Even girls did that.
Oh yeah.
Because Hannah would always wear clothes that were too small for her because she always felt uncomfortable in her body. Marnie would always wear something more revealing because she was the more confident, like more sexy one. And Jessa would be like, who was like very worldly, like she's like traveled everywhere and that kind of thing. She would always wear like bohemian outfits.
Yeah.
I'm not saying you gotta pull a cast of Power Rangers or anything,
No.
but
it doesn't necessarily have to be color. It can be style too.
Yeah. Like, that's why I love, once again, another sitcom, Always Sunny. You can tell a lot about the characters from how they dress.
Yeah.
like Mac, how he kind of wears quote unquote rugged stuff.
And the fact that he's not confident enough in himself to buy, like, tank tops, so he just buys t-shirts that he very obviously cuts the sleeves off of.
Yeah.
And then you got Charlie, who's got brighter clothing.
And it's also clearly raggedy old clothing that he stitched back together and repaired himself a bunch.
Yeah.
Dennis is always wearing super preppy, like,
Polos and shit.
upper class outfits,
A guy who left the fraternity but graduated
didn't
from the
leave the
fraternity.
fraternity.
Yeah.
Like,
He never left the frat house.
yeah. And, like...
In spirit.
Yeah. And if you want to talk about a show that does amazing work with character wardrobes, BoJack Horseman.
Yes.
But, yeah, I mean, Heather's... What a movie. I loved it. If you guys haven't seen it, you can go watch it tonight if you like. It's available on several streaming services. Amazon and Tubi have it. You can find copies of it pretty cheap. Like, it's it's a cult movie, but it's... You
can find a DVD or Blu-ray copy probably pretty easily.
It's been around for forever. It was like... It literally was, like, released on, like, VHS and Laserdisc, so...
Heather's is...
you could probably find a VHS copy at Goodwill.
Yeah.
So basically, Heather's is a really acerbically hilarious movie about the fragility but also the strength of youth.
Yeah. And about how sometimes the hardest, most arduous path but the most rewarding path is that of kindness.
Yeah. Be kind.
And don't date bad boys.
And don't date
bad boys.
Even if they are Christian Slater.
No matter how cute they are, they will ruin your life.
All right. So, out of spoilers. And,
back to, you.
Yes.
Yeah.
Might be a bit before the next episode, because I'm taking a little personal time to the Jersey side of the family. And working on some other things on my... and other projects. But, oh man, I was so sure that we were covering heavy metal next. But then we lost a legend. A legend to whom I am going to attempt to pay tribute to through an exploration of a criminally underrated piece of action comedy film. A movie that none other than Robert Downey Jr. has credited with getting him into the Marvel Cinematic Universe. And a testament to the recently departed, frequently difficult to work with, but nonetheless unbelievably talented and impactful Val Kilmer.
Who is a veteran of this podcast. Go watch the Prince of Egypt episode. He does a lot of voice acting in that.
In this surprise curveball of an episode, I'm going to take you to some of his and Robert Downey Jr.'s best work in Shane Black's satirical neo-noir buddy cop comedy. That's right, everybody. We're covering Kiss Kiss Bang Bang.
Yes.
Have a good night, everyone.
Later.
Hello and welcome to Killer Score, featuring a co-host that I hope will give me my slot back eventually.
It's okay, he's a cat.
Oh! I think we can finesse this.
Yeah, we can work it. Just go to sit down.
Alright.
Dracula will move.
Doing a single mic setup because fuck editing. And
We tried.
we are go
Yeah.
in 5,
I feel like I'm in the middle of an
4,
Oreo.
3, 2...